So there's very few places where you can dig. And luckily the owner before us did tell us the areas to grow and dig, because he's tried digging everywhere. And the food forest isn't too bad over the other side of the land because that's slightly lower down. And you will see the lower olive grove, which is the other end to the food forest. That actually has a whole line where there's no olive trees, and that's because the owner said don't bother trying to dig there. Harvesting the beetroots today. Let them go a little bit too big. You should never let them go too big, but I'll be harvesting some of those. So I'm going to harvest the beetroot here. There's some melons still growing here. My netty bags that I made, but I noticed there's still quite a few more coming through. So I will put those on the top and then rake some more leaves and mulch this area and fill this up with leaves that I will rake from other areas. So I'm going to get on, and this is the job for our pre-fall, if you like, because as you see it's incredibly hot. We can only work a few hours from the early morning, and by now it's actually getting too hot. But I'm going to do some raking in the shade where some leaves have fallen. If you can hear in the background, Mike's busy working on some off-grid project or other, and you can catch up what he's doing in his videos on his channel, Olive Farm Retreat Cyprus. So do go and check out his channel if you want to see projects. And I want to add some mulch here. I'm going to rake up loads of leaves and then just pile on top for some mulch. For if we ever get to rain, it always seems months and months, which it is, before we get rain. So as you can see, this needs filling up, so I'm going to put leaves on just to protect the roots a little bit more as it's all dropped down and turned into even more compost in the bed. Find leaves practically everywhere, and that's why you'll often see me raking. These are from the almond trees. We've had windstorms, and that is a great time to go around everywhere and rake up leaves of all different types. Try and mix your leaves if you're doing that. And these will be added into the raised beds, and also to repile up the hugelkultur beds. Job, it's going to happen again soon, but at least I've got the worst done. It will fall down very soon. But that's a pretty good start. It's a pretty good start. The leaves do collect around the pipes, but they're easy to lift as I rake each area. That's a good job done. I can't go much beyond this area for these trees because I get the pine needles, and it's not good to put many pine needles in. That has done a good job of, it's dry leaves at the moment, but when we get rain that will become nice and mulchy, and it's covered the roots of these peppers that some were starting to show. So once we've had a bit of rain, I will top this up, and by then it will probably be grass cutting time. Yes, look at my land. Can you believe we do have grass? Have it for about 2-3 months tops, and then the rest of the year. Obviously, being in such a hot, dry country, this is how our land looks most of the year. And now you understand why to be able to grow things in a hot climate is not easy, because any soil you have would dry up, and I don't even have soil. This is mountain, this is solid, you can't dig this. Here you may be able to see it's all stony and rocky. And here's another one, start done. You don't want to do all leaves, for example, so that's a good layer of my shredded paper I put down first, and then all this leafy twiggy stuff that I am going to now just water, as we're in our dry season and we won't have rain for many months, so I'm going to just water that in, make it quite mulchy. Then I'm going to add some other stuff on top, different things, see what I've got, and then hopefully by then I will be able to sow some more seeds and then put another layer of leaves on top for mulch. So soon to sow seeds directly in here. I have one surviving zucchini, so it was a good time to do this. He's gone through my legs. So this is my giant radish on a normal sized tray. It's absolutely ginormous. You got a big hand though. It's absolutely ginormous. Wow. Tiny rosemary that I grew myself from cuttings. A few chives, basil, and this lavender loves it here. It's reflowered again already, so I'm definitely going to keep that here. I haven't checked the brown paper bag, but it's over the back if you can see it, that I put on some heads of the lavender that was going to seed, to catch the seeds. I haven't looked at that. That's a little tidy up here. Our volunteers have arrived and one job was cutting down some of this huge hedge, and this is the remnants that I will now deal with the cuttings. And those big bits will come over here, and then I chop them down to divide them into categories. I'm taking off any catkins or seeds and any of the conifer green. It's going in that wheelbarrow. Then anything I can put straight on the hugelkultur beds, the carob leaves for example, go in here. And any of the thicker, small parts that I can use for twigs for burning on the fire in a couple of years will be there because they're extremely green at the moment. So those are in a pile there. And then the great big bits of trunk, once I've stripped them, for now I'm placing over here because obviously these aren't going to be usable for a couple of years. So that is the cycle of life. And we are leaving plenty of hedge in other areas for the wildlife. Get in there. And done. Just got to rake up these leaves and then attack some olive clippings and then cut down some more olive trees. So this is my next job, cutting down some olive trees that have got high again, cutting out the middles for light and air so they produce good quality olives, breaking up the last of these leaves. Until next time, as always, Meraki.